All right, so let me just make sure that I am live with some audio. Yes, I am. All right, cool. All right, everybody, welcome to GPA Analysis episode 6. Man, 6 episodes already. This should be a kind of a short and sweet morning. Hopefully, it all depends on everybody else. Sorry for starting off late. Don't think I'll exceed 10 minutes past 12 Eastern, but we're going to go ahead and do this. I just want to make sure that I had everything set up correctly. So my apologies. Although I don't think that there's too many people watching right now. EXILESTATE, what's up, bro? Justin, man, thank you so much, man. Got a couple things I want to address real quick. Tomorrow, live auction number 3, I think. And I got so much stuff to try to auction off. And what's funny about the whole thing is I'm actually going to be on my way out today to look for some more stuff. So, but you know, kind of the rule with this whole comic book community is you can never have enough comics. So I think that Justin would agree, since Justin's buying everything that comes out every Wednesday. Anyways, I'm just playing, Justin. I love you, bro. So make sure you guys, check us out tomorrow. I don't have a time, but it'll actually be 7 p.m. Eastern right here at Strictly Comics. Also, tomorrow will be the same day that I'll go ahead and go live with my comic book pressing service. I'm going to address this one day because there's a lot of things that's come to my attention that I didn't really know about before. But I'm kind of restructuring a little bit my Facebook page. It's not finished yet, but you can come here to Facebook at Strictly Comics and check out any kind of pressing services that I have available. The way you go about this is you press the get a quote button and you give me your email and I send you a submission form that you got to basically fill out with what books you want to get pressed, send back to me, and then I'll give you a price. So that's how the whole getting a quote thing happens. But, like I said, I'm not taking anything till tomorrow. So please don't. I mean, you can submit something, I guess, or get a quote now, but it's not going to be official till tomorrow. So also check me out on Instagram. I haven't really posted anything in about a week or so, but I'm going to get active on it again. I love the Instagram. It's easy. It's fun. Doing giveaways, raffles, stuff like that. So be sure to check that out. And then finally, over at JLS Comics, Tuesdays, 8:30 Eastern, Comic Conversation, in which Jesse, JLS Comics, Justin, EXILESTATE Comics, myself, and then Boston Chris, Buckshot 33, has been popping in and out. So I'm thinking that he's kind of balancing his life out a little bit now that he's got a little one brought into this world. So definitely check us out Tuesdays at 8:30 Eastern over at JLS Comics. All right. Let's get started. But before I do, I'm going to go ahead and go up in the chat just to see what people are saying. You guys got your coffee ready? Because I do, man. What's it about coffee, man? Like, coffee is just, like, I'm to the point now, I think, at my age that I actually need it. I mean, can I live without it? Probably, but the particular brand that I use, it really does give me a boost. So I'm glad to have good old coffee. CGC wants me to check out New Mutants 98. I will, but CGC, actually, you got some things that you wanted me to check out before, which was Showcase 28, which I'm going to do here in a little bit. What's up to Adam? Adam's in the house. Who else? Vernon, good morning, man. Thank you for joining me, bro. Darnell, it's okay, man, if you're late. That's why I upload the video so that people can watch it at their own leisure. Jesse's in the house. Good morning, Jesse. Vernon says I need to check on. He needs to check on some X-Men books. 9.1, yeah. Man, if you get an X-Men 101, 9.6, 9.8, that's like a major book to have. Yeah, no problem, Jesse. I mean, I'm on your show too, so I don't have a problem giving you a shout out. But even still, I'd still give you guys a shout out. I think I occasionally plug in Justin as well. Actually, you know what? Since we're doing plugs, since I know basically that's what you guys came for was just to see the plugs, check out comicbooked.com, booked with the ED. Justin is the editing manager over there, and Jesse is also over there writing. So check these guys over on comicbook.com. Pretty nice website. I talk about a little bit of everything, man, movies and stuff. I think Justin does the books that come out, new books that come out every week. So definitely check that out. Adam says no coffee, but he's already had his breakfast tacos. I'll tell you what, man, if you're in Texas, there are taco trucks everywhere. It seems like if you come here from across the border, that's like the first thing that you do is you just set up a taco truck. I kid you not, they're everywhere. Everywhere. It's all good, Darnell. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. All right, so one of the things I want to talk about, which I can't believe I didn't really think about last week, is this book right here. I used to have this book, and I used to have this book in about this grade as well. I actually am kicking myself in the butt because once the hype started to build, actually, y'all know how hype is. It builds up pretty quickly. So once it was announced that Shocker was going to be in the movie, I sold my copy, and I wish I hadn't, because it was at least an 8.0. It was raw. It was very nice. It had like 10 pages, but it was still like very, very nice book. And I got it for like $90, but I sold it for like 300. So, but I'm looking back at it now, and I kind of wish I had it. And a couple of reasons why, which kind of go along with the reason why I'm talking about this book. Well, first, let me say I'm going to try not to spoil Spider-Man Homecoming if anybody has not seen it yet. But God, what can I say? All right, I'll just say this. We talked about on Jesse's show how the Vulture didn't die. And that is somewhat true with Spider-Man Homecoming. And I think that where the MCU is headed is to have a Sinister Six feature into future Spider-Man films. That being said, Shocker is probably here to stick around for a little bit, which is kind of to my surprise, because lately, they just kill off these villains pretty quickly unless you're Magneto or the Joker. And so I kind of wanted to talk about this because we talked about the Vulture last week. I was curious to see what GPA had on the first appearance of the Shocker. And I think I bought my book in 2011-ish. And that's about probably, no, it's not, it's further back than this. But anyways, we can see right here how with the chart, this is just an 8.5. It's gone up quite a bit, even with the 7.0. If you look at right here in the 7.0, it just went straight up right here. Mostly because there was only 2 copies sold. But, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking like, man, if you got the first appearance of Shocker, this might be a good book to have, because they didn't kill him. They didn't kill him. Well, they killed him, but they didn't kill him. Like I said, I don't want to spoil it too much, but you got to kind of watch the film to kind of get what I'm talking about. But I'd definitely be curious to know what other people's thoughts were about the Shocker who saw the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, please go see the movie soon. Got plenty of time, because we're actually not having another superhero film till like November. But, I just wanted to talk about this, just basically wanted to see what it was doing. And it still got momentum. As a matter of fact, if you look right here, you got 3 people watching it. I'm not even watching it, but there's 3 other people watching it at $430 plus shipping. So, is this a book that you get? I think it's a good book that you get. I mean, Shocker's kind of your B, C list villain, but he's a very well-known villain, especially in the comic or in the Spider-Man universe. So just wanted to point that out. Now, really, to get on with a few things that people wanted me to look up, I'm going to go ahead and go first to Aquaman 35, which was by Dan Schultz. He asked me to look up Aquaman number 35 and 9.2, which is the first appearance of, what's his name? Black Manta. He wanted me to look up at 9.2, which I will do so quickly. But as I was doing my little bit of research on GPA, they didn't have a 9.2. GPA has a 9.0 and they have a 9.4. Now, a couple of things I don't really get. Well, I get it, but I don't get it. Right here, if you're looking at the 9.0, the last one that sold was August last year for $1,500. Now, up here in the 9.4, it sold for $410, but back in 2012. Now, this is kind of interesting because this is just one of those situations in which if you have a book and you're trying to sell it and somebody wants to look up GPA and you got a 9.2 or even a 9.4 and they say, hey, I'm not going to give you no more than $400 because GPA only has $400 on it. Well, you can go back and you can go to the 9.1 and say, look, well, hey, 1,500, there ain't no way I'm giving you a 9.4 or a 9.2 for $400. So really the best way to kind of look at a situation like this, since GPA doesn't have the 9.2, is typically my experience has been like when the 9.4, let's say 9.4 is $2,000, 9.6 is typically about like it's almost doubled in price. So let's just say if a 9.4 was $2,000 and 9.6 would be $4,000, at least $3,500. And then a 9.8, you're probably looking at like maybe $7,000, $7,000, $8,000. For a 9.2, I would probably say at least $1,800, $1,800 to $2,000. That's at this point what I would be asking for the book if that's what I had. So, Dan, that's probably what you're looking at if you're trying to get this book. Is you're probably going to be looking at close to a $2,000 price tag. It's my guess. At that price, I would definitely be looking for a raw copy. Even if it was kind of beat up, I would get a copy that I thought could be pressed out and just roll with that. So I hope this helps you out, my friend. Don't mind this too much. The reason why this just goes straight down is because there hasn't been a sale in 5 years almost. So that's pretty much why that is like that. Let me go ahead and go to the chat real quick, see what other people are talking about. Oh wow, Invincible #1. Actually, let me type this stuff down so I don't have to scroll back. What do you want? New means 90. New means 98. And then what was the other one? Invincible. That'd be an interesting one to look up for sure. Vernon. Oh, 9.6, 9.8, yeah. All right, I will definitely look that up. Let's see here. The book is made. Shocker suit is made of carpet, really. Shout out really to everybody right now for checking me out. I got 12 people watching, which is kind of a surprise because I know it's kind of early in the morning in some parts of the US, but thank you guys. Jesse wants tacos. You know, all this taco talk, I might have to hit me up a taco joint when I leave. You guys are putting in here. All right. Timothy, Canadian Comic Hunter, thank you so much for joining me, my friend. He says that he got his NYX3 signed by Stan Lee. for $685. Did he get a good deal? Is it raw? If it's raw, well, let's just say this. I would think so. I think NYX is here to stay. She's young enough to where they can just use the crap out of her. I wouldn't be surprised if she popped up in New Mutants. You're gonna have a young cast for the most part. Well, that's my assumption. And the upcoming New Mutants movie coming out next year. So, all right. So let me go ahead and continue. Aquaman number 35, 9.2. Wait a second. This ain't right. Showcase. He said a 9.2. Why do I have a 5 point? Is that what you asked me? Who asked me that? Oh, no. Showcase 28. Oh, the Aquaman. Okay. Okay. So where is the? Oh, this is it right here. No, that's not it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of. I already did the Aquaman, didn't I? Yeah, I already did the Aquaman. Okay. I'm confused. Okay, so Showcase was the next one really that needed to be addressed. And that was by CGC fan who wanted me to look that up. And the Showcase 2028 5.0, you're looking at about, it's not an expensive book, like a $30 book. So I think he said it was the second appearance of Sea Devils. So there you go. Not an expensive book. So definitely should be in everybody's price range. So I hope that helps you out. Who was it? CGC fan. Hope that helps you out, bro. Let's go on to the next one. SW Tech Comics wanted me to look up Captain Marvel number 34, which was the first appearance of Nitro. Now, I have no idea who Nitro is. I just remember this character from one of Mercenauts videos. Cool looking character, by the way, and definitely a cool name. But he wanted me to look up a 9.2, and even a 9.2, it's still a very, very affordable comic book. You're talking about like a $50, $60 book right here. That book is sold as high as $86, but that was last year. I think at that price, I would definitely shoot for at least a 9.4, but that's just me. But wow, even at a 9.4, look at, you're going to spend probably $180. So I don't know, man. What's up with this Nitro person? Is Nitro, you think, show up in the as a villain for a future Captain Marvel film? I'd be interested to know. I mean, who reads a lot of Captain Marvel, or at least Captain Marvel back in the day? I know a lot of people read Captain Marvel a little bit more so now than back then, but he's a cool looking character. But there you go, man. 9.2, you're looking at probably like a, $60 to $80 book would be my guess. That should be a book that you should find in a dollar bin, not a dollar bin, but in the wild for pretty cheap. And I would assume a high grade copy as well. So me personally, I'd just get a slab. Find a high grade copy, get a slab. SW Tech Comics also wanted me to look up the first appearance of Deathstroke. Man, I like Deathstroke. Deathstroke to me is a cool character. He wanted me to look up a CGC 8.0 and 6.0. Now, this is kind of surprising to me because Deathstroke is just one of those characters that really hasn't taken off. Where does he pop up in the MCU? To my knowledge, he most of his dealings were with like Spider-Man comics. I remember him in Maximum Carnage. I remember him in the early Spider-Man title that McFarlane started and Eric Larson took over. You know, what movie does what's his name, Deathlock? What movie does Deathlock pop up in at? And you know what's funny about this book is I don't think it's on a lot of people's radar. This is a book from the 70s, a 9.4, and he's a hero too. A 9.4, it's like a $275, $300 book. So I appreciate you bringing this up, SW Tech, was it Tech Comics? Because this is a book I think people should definitely be looking for right now. Because if he is mentioned in a movie, typically prices double instantaneously. So this then goes from a $275 to a $500 book at a 9.4. So you know, there you go, man. You know, as far as the 8.0, you're looking at a $70, $80 book, but yet it sold as high as 143. But you're talking about like 3 years ago. Now it doesn't have that kind of demand. But excuse me, and then he wanted me to look up a 6.0 as well, and you're looking at like a $36 book now in today's current market, but it's demanded as high as an $80 price tag. So, you know, I forgot about Deathlock. Deathlock is one of those kind of out of sight, out of mind characters, unless you've just been a fan of his. But I definitely think it's one of those books that people should be looking for, and I would not be surprised if people watching this video are on eBay right now looking for this book. So there you go, man. There you go. Let's see what's going on in the chat. House of Secrets 92. Let me put that in. Dang, Vernon. You're gonna have to bear with me, man. You got like 5 books you want me to look up at once. You know, let me get first what people had asked me to do from last week's show. What was it got? 105. 9.6, 9.8. Probably do that. Yeah, Carson kind of points says it depends on what time period New Mutants was made. Do they go back to the 80s? Or are they up to the current year now? Timothy Canadian Comic Hunter says Nitro was an American on-American. Oh, oh yeah, I remember that. American Gladiators. Gomez in the house. What's up, bro? Gomez in the house. Gomez says he cannot wait for tomorrow. Gomez, I ain't trying to have you scare off a bunch of people, bro, but you know. Captain Adam number 84, 6.0. Now, although I think I might have reached my limit at this point because I got so many people now that want me to look up books. Jesse says Deathlock is also first George Perez. Is it really? Hold on. Let me check that out. First person Deathlock. Oh, wow. Jesse, you're right, man. First George Perez. Dang. Now it makes me want to get it even more. You know what? You guys better not be looking at it when I get off this live chat, because I'm going to get me a copy for the day. Teenage Mutant Carsaconic Point has a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 4 7.0. Gomez, am I ready for my live auction tomorrow? I'm getting there. I hope to be so, but I'm ready. Yeah. All right. I think I'm caught up with the chat. Sorry about that, guys. Trying to keep up with it is a little difficult, but all right. So first appearance of Deathlock, 9.2. Yeah, I actually think I went over this already. So man, I gotta get that book. Gotta get that book. All right, so let's go ahead and look up some of the, because I think I covered everybody's requests that they wanted me to look up from last week's show. Want to go ahead and say right now that if anybody who's watching this when it's not live and you got something you want me to look up, put it in the comment section or leave me a message or whatever, and I'll definitely just look it up for you guys and use that going into the beginning of next week's show. So right now, SW Tech Comics, actually, who is the CGC fan, was next up. He wants me to look up the famous first appearance of Deadpool and Cable right now. Have not looked these up in probably a little bit of a little while, but let's go ahead and check it out. The New Mutants. Let's look up Deadpool's first appearance first. And he says it's 9.8. All right. Man, look at all of them for sale. Oh wow, look at this 9.9. Holy crap. The 9.9 sold for $6,000. Dang. 9.8. Okay, so it's it's back up. Okay, so yeah. Okay, check this out, guys. Okay, so here was the issue just a few months ago with this book. This book, dealers were having a hard time getting more than like $800 for this book. $1,000 book before the movie came out, it dropped to like 700, and now it seems to be taking a climb again. Interestingly, if you look at this, peak was $1,200. It's peaking out again at the same price, away from peaking out at its top market value. Even look at this, even with half as many copies sold from 2 years ago. Does Deadpool's first appearance, does it break $1,500? Does it? I think it does, especially if the movie is really good, or has Deadpool pretty much as far as what it's going to be at. No, I mean, because let's look at let's look at this. The first Deadpool was hugely successful, fantastic movie, very entertaining, and not only that, but I think that is Deadpool a great adaptation of Deadpool from comics to movie. Great adaptation. I think that for the most part, people would agree that there is no disappointment or very little disappointment with the transition of Deadpool from comics. So does it go for more than $1,200 in the future? There's a lot of these copies out there. There's probably hundreds of thousands, if not maybe a few million copies of New Mutants 98. So let's move on to 87. What is what's 87 doing? What about 87? First appearance of Cable. Actually, you know, funny thing is, it isn't just the first appearance of Cable, but it's the first appearance of Cable and Strife. And the other question is, because you have Cable's first appearance in this book, Cable being in the movie, do you get Strife in the movie? Do you think Strife is too big, too powerful right now to put in a Deadpool film? I'd be interested to know if what you guys think. Also, want to know if that's maybe some of the things that the producers and the directors are wanting to put in. Are they wanting to put in Strife? You know, Strife is a major villain, man. A very, very powerful villain. I think even more so than, like, you know, even Thanos. So, man, Strife, if they do him right, he could be one of those long-lasting villains as well. 9.8. Right now, it's peaked out at $750. Now, obviously, this is when you get your movie announcement and your confirmation that he's actually going to be in the next film. I mean, Deadpool mentioned it at the end of Deadpool 1, but you actually got, I think, movie confirmation. Well, I guess at the end of the first Deadpool film was the confirmation. But anyways, it's been a $750 book. Now, a couple things that I want to mention. If I'm not mistaken, there's fewer copies of New Mutants 87 than there were of 98. Now, if anybody who collected comic books in the 90s knows, Cable was far more popular than Deadpool. Far more popular than Deadpool. But yet, Deadpool's first appearance is worth way more than Cable's is at this point. So, does Cable's first appearance go beyond Deadpool's? I think it just depends on how well of a performance we get during the next Deadpool film. So, this is interesting stuff, guys. Man, will Cable break that $1,000 mark? I'm really surprised it's not much higher. I really, really am. At 9.8. Puzzling to me. So, see what's going on in the chat real quick. Low grade copy can 6.0 just saw on eBay for 300. Yeah, I don't care if it's signed. I don't want to. Actually, I'm looking for a raw copy. I think I'd rather have a raw copy than a. Yeah, lower grades are affordable. Slabbed copy at a low grade. Yeah, the second print of New Mutants 87 are super cheap. So we got that going on. Got the whole New Mutants situation taken care of. Vernon wants me to look up number one. You know, one of the things I don't understand about this whole Robert Kirkman and Invincible talk is you announced a movie you had a movie announcement. Also announced the end of the series. Now, isn't that kind of backwards? Comic books and movies usually work, because if anything, with the movie, it's going to, you know, generate more comic book sales. So maybe he's just tired of it, tired of working on it. What kind of grade did I get? 9.6, 9.8. All right, fair enough. Let's go with the 9.6 first. 9.6, you're looking at right now about a $400 or $500 book. It sold as high as 650, which was actually earlier this year, which I think was the same time that we got the movie announcement. Man, $650. Goodness gracious. Can't even imagine right now. And that's a 9.6. What's the 9.8 doing? God. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Look at this. This is just madness. Invincible #1, 9.8, peaked out last year at $1,500. Man, that is a lot of dough. But you're also talking about an indie title, an indie superhero, and probably a much lower print run. Man, if Invincible does come out and it is successful, you could probably see this like the maybe the $2,000 range, at least $1,800. Oh, I don't know if anybody's keeping up with any of the Invincible talk and Robert Kirkman, but no, because this could be a big book. They do it now. I've also had a lot of people say that Invincible is a superhero film that should be done. Story, like I don't know how they would do it. I would think it would have to be a rated R because it's pretty gory, pretty violent. If they do it right, it could be a hugely successful book. And everybody was saying that it's a superhero book. And I would agree because, superhero books in Marvel and DC world, the villains always come back. Not so much with Invincible. They will kill your butt comic book. So there you go. Good choices, Vernon. Let's look up the rest of these. House of Secrets 92, CGC 4.0. DC Still Rage. Is it House of Secrets? No, I don't think that this is the same thing. Yeah, House of Secrets. Let me see. CGC fan. Am I looking this up right? House of Secrets 92. Are you talking about a year? Because it can't be this. What is this House of Secrets 92? I'm going to jack my price up for this. Oh, so you got that, Vernon Johnson. Oh, wow, you got two of them. Adam, I thought it was the first Swamp Thing also, but let's just go to eBay real quick. Let's see, because I'm getting confused with the whole 92 thing. Let me see here. House of Secrets. No, it's got a picture of like a girl. This is stupid. I see it, and it's definitely DC Silver's House of Secrets number 92. I hope he's not wanting me to look up this because it's a reprint and showing up in GPA. So, you're talking about a very uncommon on GPA's radar. So, do I need to go back further? Let's see. Oh, number 92. Okay, I'm stupid. All right. Oh, right. Okay, I get it. I get it. Number 92. All right. Wow. Coffee hasn't kicked in yet. Okay. Oh man, I'm sorry about that. All right, so he basically wants me to look at the first appearance of Swamp Thing. I'm thinking of something else. Anyways, CGC 4.0. Goodness gracious, I can't believe it took me that long to figure that out. So 6.0 or 4.0, first appearance of Swamp Thing. You're looking at a wow, $500 book. And man, so within the past couple of years, it's only gone up to $500. You know, does Swamp Thing show up in a movie? Do they do a Justice League Dark movie? Who knows? But there you go. Sorry it took me so long. CGC fan. Now let's get to Vernon Johnson. Vernon Johnson gave me a grocery list of books that he wanted me to look up. Figure this out. This is going to be a little difficult because X-Men and Uncanny X-Men are different. I'm assuming it'd probably be in X-Men right here. He wants me to look up 101, 9.6 through 9.8. Really? So here we go. First, Phoenix. Dang. 9.6, you're talking about $1,000 book all day. I wouldn't take any less than that. And I think even if there wasn't any movie talk, I still wouldn't take less than that because everybody knows who the Phoenix is. $1,000 book. Vernon, you got that, man? Because those are some pretty powerhouse books. What I don't understand. Oh, okay, I get it. So this book at one point peaked out at grand, but goodness gracious, you're talking. Okay, so that was during the probably the announcement of the Phoenix third X-Men film. Holy crap! Somebody spent almost $5,000 on that. Jesus, man, that's just that's. Hey, if you got it, you got it, huh? There you go. Anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 book. GPA. In my opinion, I would ask for more than that. Try to throw at me. Oh, GPA only has. Do you want it or not? Do you want it? This was going to cost. Yeah. All right. So Vernon's also got 105 and 130. Let's see if we can find 105. 30. I don't know who this is. Is it the first appearance of somebody? Oh, okay. So it's still the continuation of a Phoenix story. Okay. I'm assuming it's gonna be much cheaper. Yep. So 9.8, $400 book, 9.6, $100 book. I'm assuming Vernon, you got these maybe raw and you want to get them graded, or do you have these graded? So let me see what's going on in the chat real quick. He says he got 2 for something. Nobody's trying to get it. So there you go. Let me look up his other one that he wanted me to look up, 130. Do a couple more, and then we're gonna wrap this up. It's the weekend. Y'all got stuff to do. I got stuff to do. And I definitely try to keep these short and as possible because live chats. or my opinion, but 130, you know, $300, $400 book, $200 book at a 9.6. You go, you know, with these books, I mean, what is that? The first Alpha Flight, or no, that's 120-ish. But anyways, you know, these are books that you should be able to get raw for much cheaper. But that's just my opinion. So last but not least, Vernon wants me to look up 160, which I will do for you, sir. If it's in here. Nope. Yeah, see, that's why I was afraid I gotta go to Uncanny X-Men. $160. Right here. Said 9.8, 9.6. And you're still looking at about $150 to $200 book in a 1.8, about $100 book in a 9.6. Significances with that book. But there you go. You know, I think the other than the 101, I think the rest of them should be relatively easy to find. There you go. All right, let's look up a couple more, and we're going to be done here. Captain Atom. Carson Counterpoint wants me to look up Captain Atom 84 6.0. Man, there's a lot of Captain Atoms. What year? 84. What year did he want me to look up? Goodness gracious. I'm pretty sure it's not that, because that was the let me see, is it this one? No. 84. So it's got to be this one. Okay, sweet. I found it. Captain Atom 84 6.0. Well, it's low. They only have it as like a $10 book, but the reason being is because the last recorded sale was 5 years ago. So it's kind of hard. Was a CGC fan or Carson Counterpoint? Carson Counterpoint's kind of hard, man, to determine what that book should go for now, because there hasn't been any recorded sales in 5 years. So your guess, my brother, is as good as mine. All right. And last, we're going to go last for today. Again, guys, if you guys are watching this and you've got books that you want me to look up for you, leave them in the comment or message me, and I will get back to you. I'll try to get back to you before. But there's also good. It's possible likely that I would just end up using whatever it is that you asked me to look up in the start of the next show. For right now is going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #4, which I actually have a copy. I think I'm going to put it up for sale. It is a first print. It's probably about a 8.0, 7.0, 8.0, somewhere around there. But I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with that. So I'll look up a graded one and a 7.0. I'm assuming it's also a first print that he wants me to look up. So, you know, $80 book would be my guess. I think you get it for much lower. I at a 7.0, I wouldn't pay no more than $60 for it. Reason being is because the last movie that came out did not do so well like they expected, which is a disappointment to me, because you get Bebop and Rocksteady for the very first time on the big screen. But this one is also first appearance of April O'Neil of I think Baxter Stockman. I'm pretty sure it's the first appearance of the Mousers. But anyways, there you go. At a 7.0, you're only looking at like maybe a $70 or $80 book. Let me check the chats real quick. Adam, I'll do one more for Adam real quick. Adam, you're pushing it, man. All right. Let's go to 130 first. He wants the first appearance of Dazzler. Man, I used to have that book. I used to have a very high grade copy of that book too. First appearance of Dazzler. What grade, Adam? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So I appreciate that. The 130, yeah, that's first appearance of Dazzler. I get it. I didn't really pick up on that before. And then 160, I wasn't really familiar about, is the first appearance of Ilyana Rasputin Magic. I didn't know that. I'm always looking for like New Mutants number. Well, what is that? 14 as Magic, huh? Interesting. I didn't know that. That's it, guys. Kind of short and sweet today, mostly because I didn't crack any slabs. Trying to keep my slabs for tomorrow's goes. So definitely check me out tomorrow, 7 o'clock Eastern, right here at Strictly Comics. Now, with a pressing service I'm going to be doing. I'm going to actually have this filled in with specific sales and deals right here. That's kind of what I'm working on. I think that will go on with that until I just get overwhelmed, and then I'll put an expiration date on it. But as of now, I have no expiration date with the deals that I'm going to start out having tomorrow. So that is it, everybody. GPA Analysis Saturday, episode number 6. Everybody have a great weekend. Please make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. I always appreciate it. Keep God first in your life, all right? And enjoy your comic books. Guys, till next time, peace out. Be good, everybody.